I've been doing a lot of AI ads. I need to cancel. It's not the ads aren't great. AI is still not that great. AI seems like how many of you guys use AI? AI is good for searching the internet. Now that the internet sucks. Isn't it late out there, Brabble? Drinking coffee late. Hands of us. Tired. But I've been eating beans. I figured out why I'm so tired. Because the white coffee made me stop eating. Hey Bert. And and you get tired when you don't eat. That simple. So I had a big can of beans with maple syrup, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Got more coffee going out. If you got your coffee a little late, we're a little bit um, the medium estate. We got to get more of that. So some of you guys may have few delays on your medium estate, but the coffee you're gonna get will be freshly roasted. All right, guys. So if you guys are just joining us, I'm coming to you live. I'm gonna try to focus. I'm never focused, but we're coming to you live from Rooster Farms on the Big Island of Hawaii, where we have an active volcano here, and this volcano is constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients. And so our beans actually grow larger than beans from anywhere else in the world. But in addition to larger beans, our coffee is all hand picked and it's picked overripe. And that's actually why the coffee is so smooth and sweet. This coffee is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion, or I will give you 100% of your money back. So if you guys do get acid reflux or indigestion when you drink coffee, if you find your stomach hurts, if you find that you get the gnawing feeling in your stomach, then you got to try this coffee. Sounds like you made the white coffee. So if you typically get acid reflux or indigestion after a few cups of coffee, and you're kind of just looking at coffee like you're smoking a cigarette, and you need it to get through the day, but you're gonna sacrifice a little bit and hurt your stomach. Well, you got to try this coffee because it's guaranteed not to give you acid reflux or indigestion. I think it's been like 10,000 people probably have bought this coffee this year between all our platforms, and only one of them's returned the coffee to me, saying it caused indigestion. Everyone else, they're just like, wow, I can drink 10 cups of this and I'm still going. So so you don't have to believe me, just try it for the first time, and once you try it, it's going to be hard for you to go back. It's We have a few grades of coffee too, but the reason why our coffee, why I can guarantee you will not give you any acid reflux or indigestion is really because of how we pick the coffee. So, most of the world's coffee is either picked with a machine or by it's picked by people who are getting paid essentially slave labor wages. I don't like saying it like that, but that's essentially what it is. People are getting paid $1 per 100 pounds of coffee, and for us, it takes all day to pick 100 pounds of coffee. 100 pounds of raw coffee. It takes 10 pounds of raw coffee to make 1 pound of finished coffee. And for us, it takes all day to pick 100 pounds of coffee. So people in other countries are getting paid $1 per day. Now, you can increase your wage to $2 per day if you just pick as much coffee as you can pick, regardless of the color. And once you've pulped the fruit off of the coffee, the seed looks the same, whether it's sour and bitter or ripe and sweet like our coffee. You can't tell the difference by looking at it. You have to drink it. And that's actually why most of the world's coffee is so sour and bitter. So our coffee is just going to be sweet. The dark roast that I'm going to start with tastes like a dark chocolate caramel. Literally a dark chocolate caramel. You're not going to get a coffee like this anywhere else. And there isn't any bitterness or sourness to it. A lot of times people tell you, you read on a fancy bag of coffee, it says, notes of brown sugar, tangerines, blueberries, and when you drink it, it's either just bitter and burned, or it's just sour like a lemon juice, and you don't taste any notes of anything. But our coffee literally tastes exactly what I describe it. The dark roast tastes like a toasted caramel with a little bit of cacao. Sweeter than cacao, actually. Really, really, really sweet. And the light roast uh tastes like a chocolate covered raisin Reese's Pieces peanut butter cookie. And by the way, I do have a few bags of our Katura left, so before it's gone, you might want to grab the last few bags of our Katura. I'm gonna put that up. Actually, I'm gonna have to take that back. Mm, give me one sec. I'm gonna have to get my laptop. Give me a sec, guys. Woo! All right, back. So I'm just restocking everything here. I know the beginning of my shows are a little bit boring, or maybe they're the most fun part. Big thing, NNM, NAD plus. You know what? If you guys are looking for to boost your NAD levels, our coffee will actually do that. You don't have to get shots. But this is going to be the sweetest, smoothest coffee you've ever tried in your life. Guaranteed not to give you acid reflux or indigestion because of how we pick it. We've sold thousands and thousands of bags of this coffee, and only one person has returned it because it gave him indigestion. And I think he told me he's had digestive issues for years. So I don't think it was the coffee. So most coffees will give you indigestion because for the same reason that an unripe banana or a unripe strawberry will give you indigestion. If you eat an unripe strawberry every day, what's going to happen? You're going to get indigestion from just the sourness and the bitterness, the tannins. An unripe strawberry didn't want to get eaten, and same with an unripe coffee. Coffee is a fruit that grows on trees. We don't really think of it that way, but coffee is a fruit that grows on trees, and like any fruit, if you pick it too early, it's going to come out sour and bitter, no matter how large you got that fruit to grow. And that's why most of the world's coffee is so sour and bitter. Our coffee doesn't have any acidity, almost no acidity, and so it's not going to be sour. And when you roast a acidic coffee dark, it actually becomes bitter. And so our coffee is neither sour nor bitter. And that's the first thing you're going to notice, that you don't have to add cream or sugar to this coffee. It's the first thing you're going to notice. And you're not going to have to take an acid after drinking this coffee. You're going to be able to drink as much of this coffee as you want to drink, and you're going to be good. So before you give your coffee up, try our coffee. The dark roast is the one you want to start with if you have been drinking Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or Folgers, whatever it is that you usually drink. You want to start with the dark roast because our light roast almost doesn't taste like coffee. If you've been drinking coffee for a while, then by all means, specialty coffee, you're supposed to drink the lighter roast first. But I would start with this dark roast here. And the dark roast tastes like a toasted caramel dark chocolate Didn't get the honey yet, Sandon. We're still working on it. It is rigged. Sandon rigged it. It's all Sandon's fault. Julian, you do take. That's right. You take the NAD plus and look up trigonylene NAD plus, and this is going to be the best booster of NAD levels that you can get. So the dark coffee, I do have some dark Katura today too. I just have 5 bags of that left. And I think I have 5 bags. I might have a little bit more than 5 bags. I'm only going to run 5 bags to make sure I have what I say I have. But let's start with the regular dark. So this is a 4-ounce sample of our dark coffee. And the 2-ounce sample of our dark coffee. 2 ounces will make you 4 8-ounce cups. And this coffee guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. And I haven't been reading your comments. Sorry about that. Where are we? There's all this gecko poop everywhere. God. And so the dark coffee tastes like a toasted caramel with dark chocolate. It's sweeter than dark chocolate. It's got a lot of sugar. I think the Brix level on our coffee is like a 25, whereas the Brix level on regular coffees are 15. So there's that sweetness. But the real reason why this coffee is better and smoother and sweeter is because of how we pick it. So in a pound of our coffee, we pay our pickers $10 to $15, whereas in a place like Honduras, they're getting paid 10 cents. So we're paying people 100 times more to pick this coffee. And when you pay people 100 times more, they're going to be, or you can demand that they take their time to pick the coffee. So literally, I can talk about this all day, but ultimately, you're going to have to try it. And this coffee is just going to be way sweeter and way smoother. No bitterness, no sourness whatsoever. Another part of this coffee, I think that I haven't mentioned, I usually mention it, is all these farms are on leasehold, so we don't even own this land. So I think something like 1 to 3, I think it's like 1% of our agricultural output goes to fund schools for Native Hawaiians. So a part of this coffee does go to support schools for Native Hawaiians. So we're not exploiting the land. This actually funds schools for Native Hawaiians, and so you're doing a good thing. They actually have some of the best boarding schools in I guess in Hawaii. They're called Kamehameha schools. They have a boarding school on Oahu that gets funded from this coffee. So yeah, although you have to be like at least 1/16 Native Hawaiian to be able to go to these schools. There's a little bit of controversy over that, but before America took over Hawaii, the last princess of Hawaii put all of her land into a trust. And so it's still in that trust to this day. It's 10% of Hawaii's land. And so we pay a small lease fee to them. I think it's like 1% of our agricultural output and like a few $1,000. And they use that to fund schools for Native Hawaiians. So, a lot of people are like, oh, you guys are carpetbagging to Hawaii and you're exploiting the land, but we're actually not. We're actually paying them. We're stewarding the land. They can't find enough people to keep the weeds down. So it is all ethical coffee. We pay our pickers $30 an hour. What it comes out to $30 an hour. If you're a bad picker, you're going to be making $7 an hour, and you're going to quit. But the good pickers make about $30 an hour. So that's why the coffee is so much sweeter. It's just sweet karma, and that's why coffee is giving you guys indigestion because you guys are drinking the pain and the bitterness and the sourness of the pickers. And there's a lot of truth to that because they're gonna pick. If you're getting paid $2 a day, they're gonna pick the coffee that's red orange, the coffee that's pink, the coffee that is green, even or just Fuji apple colored. And in the end, that gets into your cup. The tannins in there, just like an unripe banana. If you ate an unripe banana every day, if you ate an unripe strawberry every day, you're going to get sourness and bitterness in your stomach. Whereas if you have your own coffee tree in your own backyard, or your own orange tree, whatever it is, and you take the time to only pick the fruit that's perfect, you're going to the fruit juice that you get Whatever orange juice or strawberry shake is just not gonna hurt your stomach at all. You can eat as much of it as you want. You don't have to put cream and sugar in it. Whereas if you're drinking green oranges, I mean, anyone knows if you drink green oranges, you're gonna get indigestion. And yet, for some reason, we're drinking coffee that's bitter and sour, and we're just like, I wonder why the coffee's so bitter and sour. And you roast it dark to burn away the sourness, but then the acidity becomes bitterness. So that's what's going on in your coffee. Let me run one of these larger bags here. So this is our larger bag of the Hawaiian. Let's do a 30-second. Whew! And this is a 12-ounce bag. At If you go to Heiko, they're charging you $35 for 8 ounces, and this is sweeter. Sometimes you'll find Hawaiian coffee at Costco or Hawaiian coffee at Walmart, but that's not the same thing. This is all picked by hand, whereas a lot of Hawaiian coffee can be machine harvested. This is Kona grown Hawaiian coffee. Kona is considered the world's best coffee. This is just a grade of Kona. A little bit confusing. Like if you see the blue bag, the Kauai coffee, that's not Hawaiian. That's not our Hawaiian coffee. It's different. So this is a far higher grade, far higher quality. And this bag makes 24 to 36 cups of coffee. You're not going to get any acid reflux from this coffee at all, guaranteed. If you do, I will give you 100% on your money back. And this coffee was roasted on Saturday. So also this is the freshest coffee you're going to find anywhere. Whereas if you go to the supermarket, most of the time that coffee was roasted months to a year ago. If we get this above 20, I'll run another one. Otherwise, it's my only $1 start, and 18 is what it goes for. How about I just give you guys a chance to get these darks at 20? So dark roast here, roasted just on Saturday, super fresh. Freshness of coffee matters a lot too. Coffee goes stale relatively quickly, especially the dark roasts. The dark roasts, you need to, you need to. Can't hear me because of the geckos. Rumpy giving me the thumbs up. What did I say? So dark Hawaiian. Now we do have some of that dark Katura left. I have 5 more of those. The Katura is actually the only coffee that is different than the rest of our coffees. And the Katura is a yellow coffee. It's less than 1% of the world's coffee. And Kona coffee, there was only 400 pounds of Katura coffee in all of Kona. And this is the last of the Hawaiian grade Katura. We don't even have any Kona Katura anymore. We'll have more in September or October, but this is the last of it. And it's more savory. It's a little bit sweeter. It tastes like honey, fermented honey. It's actually a really interesting flavor. And this is the last 5 bags I have. So it's going to be a little bit more pricey if you want the light Katura. This is the last 5 bags of it. I'm not going to run these at dollar auctions, but if you want to grab the light Katura, you can. This is savory and sweeter than our other coffees. This is the last like 10 pounds of it, and that's it. So it is the bougiest of all the coffees. It's a denser bean comparable to your pea berry, and kind of roasts like a pea berry, but it's more complex than even the pea berry coffee. So if you guys are bored of the Kona coffee and you haven't had a chance to try the Katura yet, this is a good chance to try it because um, this is the Hawaiian grade. The Katura, normal Katura 8 ounces, I was doing for like 35, $40, and even that it's sold out. But this is almost as good. Same thing as the Kona. 90% as good as the Kona Katura. I'm out of that. This is the last of our Katuras. And after this, you're gonna have to wait till September or October to get it. So these are the last few bags that I have. And that's our light Katura, which is savory. I also have a dark Katura. Let me see that here. This is the Katura roasted about 50 degrees darker. And also the last, in this whole year, we only had about 500 pounds of this. So there was only one coffee farm growing. Same thing like next year, only one farmer is growing this Katura. And the Katura is a denser bean. It's like a dwarf coffee. The berries don't turn red. So this is the only coffee we have here that isn't coming off the same trees as the rest of our coffees. And if you guys are just joining us, we're coming to you live from Rooster Farms. You can look us up, Rooster like the chicken. We've been in business for 51 years. I've been farming coffee for 12 years now. This is the Kilauea Bay. We're in South Kona, so all this coffee is coming off of just these hills, like these immediate hills. So we're in South Kona here up in the mountains. There's only a small amount of the Kona coffee that we have in our coffee. Because we're in South Kona, it's actually wetter here. Richard, I told you the war in Iran wasn't going to go well. And what happened? I don't know. It's not going that well, right? Can't make this stuff up. And yeah, this is the very exotic coffee. It's coffee that's only grown in South Kona. Kona coffee is considered the world's the smoothest coffee, the easiest to drink. Look up Kona coffee. It's the most expensive coffee and some of the highest rated. The Kona coffee is like an ice wine. If you guys have ever had ice wines don't even really taste like wine. Taste like a grape juice because of how sweet it is. And our coffee is Kona is like an ice wine, is sweet and smooth for the same reason. I'm gonna give you one more chance to get this dark coffee though. It is savory. This dark Katura is kind of savory, almost like an onion. It's, if regular Kona coffee is like a cheese pizza, this is like a ham pineapple pizza. If regular Kona coffee is like a pastry, like a chocolate croissant, then this is like one of the Japanese pastries with like onions and like tomato sauce on it. It even tastes a little bit tomatoey. It's really weird. So definitely, if you haven't, out of all the coffees we have, this is by far the most exotic. This is a yellow Katura, which is less than 1% of all the world's coffee. And then this is grown in Kona, so it reaches its full genetic potential. Kona coffee does grow sweeter and smoother because we have this active volcano here, and you can already see there's a little bit of fogginess up there. We call that the fog, and the fogginess basically is constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients, which comes down in our rainwater. Our rainwater is acidic. We also have longer growing days, so we have the biggest beans in the world. Even our kind of the smallest beans we have, these are the Hawaiian beans that I was talking about. Even these are going to be bigger than most of the coffee you guys are buying in the store and a much better quality. So this is our Hawaiian dark. You can see these beans here. You can take a look at them. It's hard to tell the scale, but if you when you get this coffee, compare it to the coffee you guys are getting from other parts of the world, and you will notice the coffee is quite a bit better. The roast you guys are getting in the dark is just a little bit darker than this. We do have some variability, just minor variability. So, um, let me think. So that's our dark, and then let's do one estate dark. The estate Kona. So, the grading of the coffee in Hawaii or in Kona goes Hawaiian. It actually goes off grade Hawaiian, Kona, and in Kona there's 4 grades. There's prime, number one, fancy, and extra fancy. And this Kona estate you guys are bidding on is a estate, which means is prime, number one, fancy, and then extra fancy. Mac the knife, I'll raid you after my show. I'm gonna be only on here till for another hour and 12 minutes, so I will raid you if you're still on. This is the 8 ounce Kona, so this is 100% Kona coffee. If it carries the label 100% Kona coffee, it has to meet certain standards, very high standards. 16 screen coffee, 16 64ths of an inch. It has to be less than 10% defect, so all the beans have to be pretty much perfect. And then you have to, um, it has to be hand picked. It has to be Arabica coffee. So to give you an idea, Colombian, Ethiopian coffees only need to be 11 64ths and 12 64ths of an inch. So the estate coffee beans include the extra fancy, which goes up to 19 64ths of an inch. But the coffee is just all of it's going to be extremely sweet and smooth. And all of this coffee was picked by hand, grown in Kona, grown in South Kona in Hawaii. It's coming direct from Hawaii, mailed to you. It takes 3 to 5 days after it hits the post office. It does take us a few days to fill all the orders. We just with logistically it's hard for us. But Katura is not smaller beans. Um, and you don't want to portion it more because once you grind the coffee, let's do one more of these. Once you grind the coffee, you you gotta it's a denser bean, so you actually use a little bit less. So you want to do it by weight rather than by volume. But I think the Couture is just a little bit denser, so you could probably use the same amount. Whereas the Peaberry is twice as dense. So the Couture, you can make it like you normally make it. It will be a little bit more savory, um, more of a plum rather than a raisin flavor. And then there's this fermented honey flavor at the end of it. Whereas this Kona Estate is our regular Kona, and this one is just going to taste like a toasted caramel. Again, all our coffee is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. I will give you 100% of your money back, and that's because of how we pick the coffee. That was a steal. It's all right though, but no more estate coffee for you. I do have 3 more of these dark Katoras if you guys want to grab these. This is the rarest of our coffees, and I might have like 3 or 4 more after this, but after that it's gone. So gone until September or October where we get another batch. The Katura is its own thing. It's the only coffee that isn't coming off of the same trees. Otherwise, the rest of them are just grades. So that's why it's a little bit more expensive. So if you are looking for something very different, something that's a sub variety, kind of the most bougiest, the most, coffee you could brag about. You go to your coffee shop, right? And you ask them, "Oh, do you know about Katura?" And they're gonna think you're like an expert in coffee because there are these sub varieties of coffee that are still Arabica, but they're just rare. There's Katura, Katuai, Bourbons. And there's like a SL41 or something. Just crazy stuff. Coffee gets really, really specific, and this is one of those. Like I didn't know anything about this stuff until I started farming coffee. We just think there's Arabica and Robusta, but there's all these sub varieties of coffee and people who really know their coffees. Scorpio Wood Butcher, good to see you on here. I haven't seen you for a while. There's the gecko. A lot of geckos today. And so I have a few more bags of this dark Katura, and then after that, you're not gonna see it until September or October. So I got a few bags of this left, and grab it before it's gone. Katura, let's see what the world research. A compact plane with good yielding potential. It's got, you know, it wants to be grown in high altitudes. The bean size are only average bean sizes, but it's awesome for a light roast. It's savory and it's smooth. The Katura is it's got the dark roast is very rich because it's a denser bean. If you really want to taste the flavors, though, you want to get the light Katura, which we have a few more of these as well. And then I'll do the light Hawaiian. The light Katura, it's savory. It's almost like a plum wine, but then it's a little bit savory. Like it's got some onions and even has this kind of tastes like a grape tomato. Very weird. It's got all sorts of very very complex, and then it finishes off with this fermented honey, almost like a mead, which is not in our regular coffees. Our regular coffees finishes off with just kind of brown sugar, maple syrup, just very sweet. But this one has this fermented honey flavor to it that's completely unique. Um, but the flavor profile, all of our flavors are just like a dessert. We don't have There's no bitterness and no sourness whatsoever in this coffee. If you guys get acid reflux or indigestion, this coffee will not give you any of that. And so that's our Katuras. We did some estate. Let's do some light Hawaiians now. The light Hawaiian coffee is roasted to 400 degrees first crack. It tastes like they don't make these, but it would be the equivalent would be a raisin Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup. I think that really sums it up. It's got chocolate, raisins, and peanuts. It's a little bit nutty, but it still has the flavor of coffee that you guys expect. But it's nutty. It leaves your mouth feeling clean, like a tea. And this is it's more mild, but it's going to give you twice the buzz as regular coffee. So if you're just looking, this makes a great cold brew. It's fruity, almost like an iced tea. So if you're looking for something for the summers with more of an iced tea feeling to it, not iced tea, but cold brew tea feeling with the fruitiness, you want to get the lighter roasts. The light roast has about 20% more caffeine and maybe twice as much trigonally, which is the other compound in coffee which gives you the buzz. So the light roast is one of my, I would say, was my favorite until I discovered the white coffee. So let me run some light roast for you guys. And I will, we're not quite there yet, but the light roast coffee is the strongest buzz, but it kind of stimulates your appetite in a really nice way. It makes you want to eat vegetables. When you eat it, when you drink this coffee, you just want to eat healthy because it's so loaded with antioxidants and polyphenols. It feeds the good gut bacteria that wants to eat vegetables in your gut. Right? A lot of your cravings are determined on what kind of bacteria and what kind of microorganisms are living in your gut. And if you eat a lot of sugar, then your gut's going to crave sugar because that feeds the moldy type of microorganisms in your gut. That's why moldy coffee makes you crave sugar. And then once that mold has eaten all your sugar, now you're going to crave more sugar because it just depleted. It's sucking on your blood too because it has access to your blood in your gut. So that's one reason why when you drink moldy coffee, you end up craving more sugar, end up getting unhealthy. But when you drink fresh coffee, and all this coffee is roasted on Saturday. Thanks, Rusty. I appreciate you spending your budget on us. I do. Whereas when you drink freshly roasted coffee, this coffee was roasted on Saturday. If you drink a lighter roast, it's going to feed the good gut bacteria and bacteria. So it's going to want, is it 12 ounces? A 12 ouncer here. My cup today was, I did another white Hawaiian today, and that was nice. This is a $35 retail bag, and it's going for $12 to Aaron Brownwater. Ouch. Oh, we got a little bit higher. If we get it to 20, I'll run another one. Otherwise, this is going to be my only $1 start. I'll probably run it for 25 after that. So it is a 12-ounce bag, which will make you 24 to 36 cups of coffee, and this was just roasted on Saturday. Can't get any fresher than that. You'll probably get it within 5 days. The light roast is the strongest of all our coffees by far. So if you're looking, well, except for the white coffee, the light roast is the strongest coffee that tastes like coffee. I'm doing the like Hawaiian, Sandon. I'm okay. So it was good, and so the white Hawaiian worked out for me this time. Um, I think I've built somewhat of a tolerance, and I ate a bunch of beans, so I'm feeling more energetic. I realized that the white Hawaiian coffee, I haven't been eating. I haven't been eating anything, and that's one of the dangers of the white Hawaiian coffee is you just feel like you feel like you do anything, and you don't have to eat. You don't have to do anything, and so that's one of the dangers of the white coffee. Whereas the light coffee is gonna feed your gut. It's gonna make you feel healthy, make you feel good. It even has a lot of the effects turmeric has. It's going to relieve your body, relieve your mind, relieve any like certain. I don't want to say the health benefits, but there's a lot of health benefits to it. It's like eating vegetables, and so the light roast coffee has a really strong health benefit to it. I'm gonna run one of these as 3 pounds, guys. I don't know if I should do this because there may not be the demand right now, but I'm gonna do a 3 pounder of the light. So this is a full 3 pounds of the light Hawaiian, and this will give you twice the buzz of the dark roast, really buzz. And this light roast gives you the first taste of trigonelline, where you get this. It has a slight psychotropic effect. You're gonna notice this coffee doesn't give you the jitters, won't give you acid reflux or indigestion. Most light roasts give you indigestion. Most light roasts will give you acid reflux. Most light roasts are extremely sour. But this light roast isn't sour, it's nutty, it's fruity, like a raisin fruity, but sweet. And then it's got this light chocolate peanut flavor to it, but it will give you a buzz. It's gonna brew out seemingly milder, but when you drink it, you will get a buzz. And the buzz is like the kind of buzz where you listen to music and the music is just really in your head. Like it's for real. The buzz will only last about 45 minutes. It's not like the white coffee, we're gonna kind of go crazy. But this is a 3 pound bag of the light here. If you guys want to bid on this, a 3 pound bag of light, this should go for like 90 or $100 if you bought them 3 pounds individually. Give you an idea, Heiko is selling 2 pounds of their Hawaiian, same thing as ours, for 115. So you guys, this is farm direct. This was just roasted on Saturday. 3-pound bag. The light roast stores really well. So some people even tell me the light roast can be rested for up to 2 months at room temperature, and it'll get sweeter as time goes by. I still suggest you freeze it, but 3 pounds of this 2 pounds at Heiko is $115. So that just kind of gives you a benchmark. This isn't your, Kauai coffee. It's not Kau coffee. It's Kona coffee, which means it has to be picked by hand. It has to be above 16/64 of an inch, and it has to be Arabica coffee, so it's overripe, and that's why this coffee is guaranteed. I will guarantee you, it will not give you acid reflux or indigestion, and that's because we picked the coffee overripe. We're waiting for the coffee to become deep red, purple, or brown before picking it, and the coffee, as a result, all of the tannins are gone, all of the acidity becomes more sugar, and this will be some of the sweetest coffee. Going for $30 right now for 3 pounds. So make sure you guys know what you're losing. Right, it's a full 3 pound bag, and normally 2 pounds at Heiko is $115. Just roasted on Saturday. Some of the best coffee, and Gecko is our mascot, I think. And this coffee is tastes like a chocolate covered raisin. There's no bitterness and no sourness. A lot of us expect light roast to be sour, but this will not be sour at all. So it's not going to give you acid reflux. It's not going to give you the poops. So if you have those problems when you drink coffee, this coffee will not do that. But this also is loaded with 20% more caffeine than the dark roast. It will also give you this light buzz that trigonylene gives you. Trigonylene is methylated niacin, so it'll boost your NAD levels better than anything else. And you got that for a great price, Michelle. Congratulations. That'll be my only 3 pound bag here. Can't afford to do any more of those. So that's our light Hawaiian. Let's do some white coffee. The white coffee is more of like a tea. It tastes nutty and like a toasted corn. So it is sweet with a light maple syrup flavor to it. The white coffee is the one that will give you a really strong buzz, more of a buzz than probably any coffee you've ever experienced in your life. Just way more of a buzz than that. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, clumsy pickle. That sucks to hear. Well, maybe you'll win a giveaway. Go enter that giveaway. Somehow the algorithm knows who needs it, so a lot of times people who are broke can win some coffee. Which coffees you order, Neptules, if you don't mind me asking? And this white roast will be all right. Well, let me know how it goes. And remember to grind it coarse to bring out that sweetness. The white coffee will give you a buzz. This is roasted to less than, wow, $11. All right, I can't. I gotta be careful right now. Looks like we're all having our midday coma here. Be careful when I'm running. Start with the dark, work your way to the light. The dark, people who start with the light roast often are disappointed because they're like, "Oh, this coffee's old. I don't taste the boldness." And you really don't taste the boldness in the light coffee. So, um, start with dark so you kind of have a good benchmark of how it compares with most of the coffee you guys are currently drinking, and then you can work your way to the light and start to taste the fruitiness. It's kind of novel. If you drink supermarket coffees, you're never going to find a coffee that light. And then forget about the white coffee. Almost no one has the white coffee. And but the white coffee, yeah, you guys got it for $11. That hurts. You got to try it. So that was your free sample or your cost sample. Bosyphilis. That's an interesting name. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. And so the white coffee, that's our white roast in the Hawaiian. Got the medium. I read it right. I don't know what that means, but it sounds interesting. All right. If you guys want this Kona Estate, these are bigger beans, denser beans, also toasted caramel, guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux. I'll do these for 21 for now. Um, so if you want the higher grade 100% Kona, you can get it for 21, which is really probably, if you go online and search for it, this is just direct from farm deals here. So I saw someone selling it for 40. That was the best price I've ever seen for it. So almost matched the price. That's our dark Kona. Mm. Now, if you guys are looking for a higher grade coffee, we do have a peaberry grade coffee, which is the rarest of all our coffees. That's what you saw on my show there. The peaberry coffee is people are selling it for 53, was it $53 for 7 ounces? And I'm gonna give you guys it for 31. So this is the peaberry is a deformity in the bean. It happens at the tips of the trees, and it's a denser bean. It takes 100 pounds of our coffee to produce 1 pound of peaberry. It's richer, twice as dense as your standard Kona. It has a little bit of savoriness to it. So if you are looking for a higher grade coffee, that's what we got here. What's the flash slogan? Do another follower giveaway. We do have some more samples of these things. So let me run some samples here. This is our dark peaberry sample. Worth trying. It's this is maybe considered the rarest of our regular Kona coffees. So we do have that Katura, which is just the rarest of the rare. It's a special variety that you have to really look for. But this is our standard Kona coffee in the peaberry, and it takes 100 pounds. Thanks, Crystal. It takes 100 pounds of this our coffee to make 1 pound of peaberry. It is smoother, probably the smoothest coffee. Make espresso. This makes a great espresso, just rich and velvety. And that is my Kona peaberry. What is this? What is this Hawaiian? Nope, doesn't exist. All right, let's just run through my products now. The shorter show, I got about 46 minutes left. So again, the dark peaberry, I'll run a bag for 30 bucks. This is our 8 ounce dark peaberry. And again, all of our coffee is grown in Hawaii, in South Kona, guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion because of how we pick it. We pick the coffee overripe. We only pick the deep reds, the purples, and the browns. We're only picking the coffee that's soft and ready to fall off the trees. So we pick it 4 to 6 weeks later than coffee from other regions. This coffee is more expensive because in a pound of this coffee, parent picker is 10 to 15 bucks. So when you get it for like, when you're getting it for less than 20 bucks a pound, we're probably breaking even because like after all the fees and the whatnot and paying our pickers, that's just the pickers, doesn't include. I'm making a little bit on my labor, I guess, but it doesn't include the pickers, doesn't include the fertilizer, it doesn't include any of the gas, the machines, the maintenance. And so this coffee is legitimately more expensive. Um, it takes 100, it's all grown in the US, it's all grown in Hawaii, and Hawaii is expensive, very expensive. And so it's really the labor cost that makes this coffee more expensive. Otherwise, we try to sell it for less. But if you guys are price sensitive, and we all are right now, I got this grade of coffee called OG, which is almost as good as everything else. It's one grade below Hawaiian, and I can do a pound of this for around what you guys are paying for your coffee. So I'll start this at 15. This one's an extra dark, and let me show you guys. Red and white and blue. Good seeing you. This is the OG coffee. Even these beans are nicer than the beans from other regions, and this is 15 bucks for a pound. Even though this is the lowest grade of our coffee, in this case, the only reason why it's a lower grade is you get some beans like this, and that makes it unsellable as Kona coffee. But this is still all grown on the same trees as Kona coffee, literally the same trees, and it's just the coffee that got rejected for various reasons. But this batch was really good. So everyone that tried this batch, I think you guys realize that you can just live off the OG and you don't need to be paying a lot for the coffee just for everyday drinking. So this is actually really good coffee. You're not going to taste the difference between this and the Hawaiian really. The beans are a little bit, it is roasted darker, so this is an extra dark, so it is oily. But it's almost as good as the Kona coffee. And I wanted to make a grade of coffee for you guys that, if you are price sensitive, this is still a better quality coffee than a lot of the coffees you guys are probably picking up in the store. So I wanted to find a way to get you guys some coffee from Kona that you can just drink even if you're price sensitive and it's tough times right now, but you can still get your Kona coffee smoothness guaranteed. This won't give you acid reflux or indigestion either. So if you want a coffee that will do that for you, but you don't want to spend the full price on it, this is a great way to do it. And I only have about 5 of these left, and I might have some more early next week, maybe end of this week. I don't think I'm gonna have it by the end of this week, so I'm guessing early next week in Sandon. I'm hoping the honey will come end of the week, but you really never know out here. Something that might take should take a day or two will take weeks, and I'm guilty of that too. It's hard. It's hard to take out your trash and haul your own water. A lot of times you spend all day just getting water. So we got 5 more of these left. This is the OG. And this coffee, this is a little bit darker than our other coffees, so it tastes like almost like a freshly roasted, toasted movie pretzel, like a buttery pretzel. So it is more towards what you guys would expect from Starbucks, just without the aftertaste. It's not going to give you any aftertaste. It's not going to linger and ferment in your mouth, and it's not going to give you that acid reflux or indigestion. Really good for cold brew, good for just daily drinking, um, drip coffee. If you just the freshness of this coffee. This was roasted what last week, I think, a week, maybe a week and a half ago. So the freshness of the coffee really fresh compared to what you guys buy in the store. A lot of the coffee you guys are buying in the store was roasted maybe anywhere from 6 months to 18 months ago, extremely long time ago. So when you buy coffee in the store, if you look at the best buy date, that's best buy like 12 months to 18 months after it was roasted. So thanks, Isaiah. I appreciate that. And the lighter roasts are the more specialty coffees. So, the light roasts are this good stuff too. And if you guys are joining us for the first time, my name is Ed. I'm a Kona coffee farmer. I've been farming coffee for 12 years. I'm telling you guys about the Hawaiian coffee. Hawaiian coffee is all grown. Our Hawaiian coffee is all grown in South Kona. Kona coffee is considered the smoothest, sweetest, some of the best coffee in the world. It's also the most expensive coffee in the world. It can run over $200 a pound in some cases. But we do have a grade of coffee, Hawaiian coffee. We're also coming direct from the farm. Every time coffee changes hands, it has to double in price. That's just the economics of it. The amount of labor, storage, roasting, all that stuff, it gets expensive. So, going from even the roaster to the supermarket, they're probably almost doubling it in price. So when you get it direct from the farm, we can do a little better. Sometimes I just end up breaking even. Other times I make you know regular margin. But I don't need to double it 4 times because I'm not handing it off to a roaster and then handing the roaster's not handing it off to a supermarket. I'm doing from basically farm to cup. I'm part of this co-op where I can get coffee, so I can get coffee unlike other people. And then we're not sending it all over the world, right? When you buy coffee that's imported, it has to be shipped all over the world. And when you do that, you got transportation costs, storage costs. Every importer, every exporter has to make a profit, and it just gets crazy. And that's the case with Kona coffee. You're paying a little bit more. If you went to the store to buy it in your hometown, in the roaster, you're probably paying $90. So most of the time, you're gonna want to get it from your own, from direct from the farm. All this coffee is grown on small 6-acre farms. I'm gonna run a sample size of our Hawaiian coffee here. All this coffee is grown on small 6-acre farms. These are all family farms. All the coffee is picked by hand, which is why it's so much sweeter. We wait for the coffee to ripen on the tree for 4 to 6 weeks longer than coffee from anywhere else in the world. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate that. And so it's guaranteed not to give you acid reflux or indigestion, or I will give you your money back. If you don't believe me, try it. I won't make you send it back if you know, direct message me and tell me this coffee still hurt my stomach. I won't make you send it back. You just drink the coffee or throw it away. I'm not going to make you run to the post office and send it back to me and prove that, just take the coffee. Enough people have bought this coffee that if you really don't like it, just keep the coffee. And But most of you guys, in fact, there's only been one person who's returned the coffee to me, and thanks, Umar. Only one person has ever, and they already had underlying stomach issues, and it was legitimate, you know. So that's our dark Hawaiian. These are should be $4. I'm not gonna run those again. The dark coffee is the one you maybe want to start with. It's a toasted caramel, dark chocolate caramel. And that's it. It's just smooth and sweet. It's not burned. It's not bitter. The reason why our coffee isn't bitter is when you start with a sour coffee, a coffee that was picked unripe, when it gets dark, the acidity actually becomes bitterness. But our coffee doesn't have any of that. So this coffee will not. It's guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. Now, I was telling you guys I have the last of my Katura coffees here. So these are the last 2 bags of Katura coffees. This one's a rare variety of coffee, so it is a little bit more expensive, but this is a good chance to get the Hawaiian Katura. I think I only have. It says I have 2 more bags. I might have like 3 or 4 more after that, but I'm gonna have to take inventory, so I'm not gonna sell the rest. Whatever I have, I might like have like 2 or 3 bags after this. So this really is the last chance to get the Katura until September or October. And this is I'm already out of the Kona Katura. This is the lower grade of the Katura. The Hawaiian Katura still tastes like Katura coffee, which is it's savory. It got a fermented honey finish to it. It's smooth. I would say the Katura, the light Katura, is my favorite in terms of the taste. In terms of the buzz that I get is the white coffee by far. I mean, I drink the white coffee every day now, but I don't drink it for the taste. I just drink it because it gets me going. The light roast will also get you going in that same similar way, but the light roast, thanks, plant lover. The light roast um, tastes like coffee, brews like coffee, whereas the white coffee is just much stronger. I only drink 1 big cup a day, so I have 1 cup like this a day, and if I have any more than that, I can't sleep. I try to limit myself to 1 cup a day, and that does. If I have any more than 1 cup, I'm kind of I pay for it later on, so I try to keep it 1 cup a day. All right, this is the Couture in the dark. Last chance. I got 2 more of these left, and that's it. This is my last. The Couture in the dark is a richer flavor. Yeah, dark. Yeah, it is a little bit crazy. The white coffee will give you a little bit of euphoria. So if you guys want a euphoria, if you want a little bit of a high, the white coffee will do that. Um, Definitely gets you going. If work sucks, if you need to finish a project, I think the white coffee can help a lot with that. But it's bordering on a substance, and it's almost something that maybe you can abuse. So be careful with the white coffee. You know, I made the white coffee in particular to help me feel high, um, and hopefully it helps you guys too. It does help a lot, and it also helps with all sorts of you know just inflammation. It relieves your body. It relieves your head. Maybe you grab a 3 pound bag at some point, plant lover, and keep it in the freezer, and you'll have that do a little bit better on the price on the 3 pound bags, or a lot better sometimes. Sometimes too good. You don't have to feel bad. Now, if I'm gonna do a bag of this dark Hawaiian, $1 star, 12-ounce bag of the dark Hawaiian. This is the regular dark Hawaiian, which is a little bit more available than the Katura. It's still got the toasted caramel, like that's nice sticky sweet caramel with a lot of dark chocolate flavor to it. And this, I mean, when the dark Hawaiian is sweeter than a dark chocolate powder. It's just so sweet, guaranteed not to give you acid reflux. The sweetness comes from how we pick the coffee. We pick the coffee only when it's soft and ready to fall off the trees. Um, and we wait for the coffee to come soft and overripe. So we're waiting 4 to 6 weeks longer for the coffee to ripen on the trees. And that's really where the secret of Kona coffee is. It comes down to how we pick it. It's like letting a banana turn brown or an apple turn brown. When you wait that long for the coffee to ripen, I can run the white for you, Beth. Did you want the smaller bag, larger bag? Did you want the extra fancy, or did you want the Hawaiian? So let me know. I'll run all of them. I haven't really run the white coffee. I don't know why, but let me run some of that for you guys. The white coffee is addictive. It makes you feel really good. It can build you can build a tolerance to it pretty quickly, and it's also really good for the summers. It's kind of fruitier. Doesn't have that kind of doesn't have that same darkness. I feel like in the summers you kind of want more of a tea, more of a fruitiness, and so it does really well as an iced coffee. Yeah, exactly, not heavy. I feel like dark coffees can be very heavy. That's a good way to put it. Whereas the white coffee is just mild, nutty, a little bit fruity. Only on Fridays. Yeah, once a week, and you're gonna. That's smart. You're more disciplined than I am. Way more disciplined than I am. I'm the type of person that overdoses on things, and so I have to be extra careful. All right, let's do some of the. I do have some of this extra fancy white. This is the high grade of the white coffee. This was also just roasted on Saturday. So if you guys, let's run some of these. These are 8-ounce bags. I'll do these at $1 start. This is the extra fancy white. You work for the post office, so I owe you, because all the people I got to give the people at the post office who I drop the coffee off some white coffee, because they do a lot of work for me. That just scanning the packages all day, it's not easy. Yeah, it'll make time fly, especially if you have those types of jobs that are very repetitive. It helps a lot with time. I feel like you'll just see the time blow by, and we'll do another one of those. You did get a little bit of a deal on that. This is the extra fancy coffee, 4 a.m. Oh yeah, you need it then. It helps the time pass. It helps the pain of early mornings go away, and it helps with a lot. It helps with a lot of stuff, mentally, physically, and it's basically a monster drink, and that's fun. I actually ran the video was about it is a superfood energy drink, and just but it's not like an energy drink which depletes you. It actually supports you. So my last 8 ounce of that. I actually have more of that, so let me just replenish that. Rather than depleting you, it supports you. It's the compound, the key compound in the white coffee is trigonelline. If you want to look that up, trigonelline, trigonelline. In rats, people are um, extracting the trigonelline and put it into supplements now. So it's a supplement. The main active ingredient in the white coffee, and in rat studies, when they've been studying this compound in animal models, they found that rats had lower levels of pain. Why do rats have so much pain to begin with? I don't know, but they got lower levels of pain. They lowers inflammation, lowers insulin resistance, lowers neuron inflammation, lowers blood sugar levels, increases metabolism, just like thing after thing. But it also increases NAD plus levels twice as in people who take trigonelline. Their muscle NAD plus levels are twice as much, and you can feel it in your muscles. It makes your muscles feel buzzed. So are you know if you guys work out a lot, this actually makes you lift weights better. The only problem for me is that when I drink it, I don't need to eat. So I've been drinking this coffee. I lost a lot of weight. So now I'm like more I'm like, I need to be more disciplined. I need to eat more, because I don't need to lose weight. But some other people have said they've been losing weight from this coffee. But again, it's a positive way. It's a benefit in a positive way. It doesn't deplete you. It supports your body. So it's not like a monster drink where your organs are going to start failing if you drink too much of it. It's actually something that is healthy for you in the long term. And we do this extra fancy white was just roasted on Saturday. So also extremely fresh coffee. It ages really increases grip strength. Yep, it does increase grip strength. You're looking more sexy. Yep. And this white coffee was just roasted on Saturday. So also very is it helping your abs? Iron Sword, that's actually good to hear. I feel like for me, I'm just losing my muscles, but I lose my muscles slower than I expected. It's because I'm not eating. So I'm starting to eat more. I'm trying to eat my beans. Also makes me only want to eat beans. I don't want to eat anything unhealthy, oddly enough. And I like to eat pizza and hamburgers, but now I'm craving beans all the time. What do you make of that? And so the white coffee is, there's a lot study after study shows that people who drink coffee live longer, and it's probably because of the ingredient in the white coffee. It's because of trigonylene. It's not the caffeine. There's two alkaloids in coffee, caffeine and trigonylene. Trigonylene is methylated niacin, and that's actually the most bioavailable form of niacin. It gets you going. Yep, it definitely gets you going. It makes you feel good, and it's not going to deplete you. It's actually supporting your mitochondria on the cellular level. So it gives you energy, but it also gives you antioxidants. It gives you so the when you get an energy boost, a lot of those problems you get from it is because when your cells produce a lot of energy, it also produces a lot of waste. A lot of big words. Basic bottom line, it gets you high. A lot of bottom line, it gets you high in a way that doesn't kill you. And when your body starts getting boosted in energy, it produces a lot of oxidative waste, like just burning, just like when you burn gasoline. And all that stuff will damage or has to be eliminated. And if you don't have antioxidants, which is just like putting out the fire that gets lit when you increase boost your energy levels, then everything starts breaking down. It gets your body high, gets your head going. And so the white coffee is just, it's something that I formulated specifically for me to feel good. And it seems to work. And I'm hoping you guys will try it too. But it is definitely kind of drink it at your own risk. You might find that you might get Professor Poo Pants. I have some Hawaiian and yellow Katura left. Only Hawaiian yellow Katura. So if you want some of that, I'll run some of that for you, Professor Poo Pants. Did you just put that name up there just so people would have to say it when they talk to you? The spaceship was from something else. That was from me getting poisoned for years with LSD, and not on purpose. I think people were throwing meth in my weed, but I built a spaceship. I did. I'm signing a contract. We're moving forward. You can just drink it white platter. Um, if you don't like the flavor of it, you can mix it and it'll boost your regular dark coffees. Um, let me see. And poo pants. And this coffee won't make you poo your pants. That's another nice part about it. Let me run this. This is my Hawaiian Couture. I've been running these for 29 today because my last two. I might have three or four more tomorrow. Or after maybe Friday or Saturday. I got to take stock of what's left. But I'm down to my last two bags, and we won't have it more. We won't have any more of these until September or October. So yeah, these are my last two available today. I might have three more tomorrow or the day after, but this really is the last of the Couturas that I have. And the Couture is more savory. It's the rarest of all our coffees. It's a specific sub variety. It's like, I believe in a French court they bred an Arabica into a Bourbon, and then the Bourbon in Brazil, someone found that there was the dwarf strain of it, and they took that and they bred it, and that became the red Caturra. And then from the red Caturra, someone found that there was a berry that turned yellow, a berry that turned red, and a berry that turned purple or something like that. So there's three strains of the Katora, and this is the yellow Katora. It's known to be sweeter, has a honey, literal honey. You can taste like a bee's honey, like a mead. I don't know. Although in the dark roast, you don't really taste that. It's just savory and richer than your standard Kona coffees. Um, but it is a rare flavor. That was my last dark there, and I got a light Katora if you want that one. This is my light Katora. Whew. Here's my light Katora here, and this one you can really taste the unique flavors. That was my last dark Professor Poo Pants, but I do have this light Katora if you want it. That's my last dark that I know I have. I can't sell it if I don't have it. Yeah, that's the problem. And I don't want to. I mean, if you want to risk it, I'll sell it. I may have to refund you. If you want to do that, I can give you one more of the darks. So, but I may not be able to fulfill that one. That's the only problem. So if you don't mind that, then I'll run a dark for you. I'll do like a. But just be warned. I don't know if I have it. I'm not good at counting. All those years of weed, I'm just I'm just really not good at counting. You'd think I'd be better at counting things. I'm really bad at counting, but um, here I'll give you. I'll replenish that. I'll just add one more. Well, I'll just give you one more of the dark Katoras, but I don't know if I have it. So if I don't have it, I'm gonna have to refund you. I do. I'm okay. I'm good at math. I'm just horrible at counting. I don't know. There's something that when I have to count something, I get stressed out. Yeah, it does make it way worse. So like if I find out someone smokes weed, and used to smoke a lot of weed, and I already told you I had a short relapse. But if I find out someone smokes weed, like I don't want to hire them to pack coffee. They could do other things, but they don't. I don't hire them to pack because they're always gonna. And I don't. I think you guys have been seeing that. I mean, it's just a shit show. That's just a shit show. And I hired someone to pack the coffee once, and they took 5 hours to pack 20 packages. Oh, shit. No, don't do that. I ran that one at flash sale. There's one left at 22.75. Someone should grab it if you want it. No one wants it. All right. I don't know if I even have it, so I may have to refund you on that one, but we'll see. All right, guys. Um, I don't trust that. I don't and you're never just gonna take one pull. No, I thought I said I'm not gonna. I told myself I'm not. I didn't say any. I did say something. I felt bad because all these people are my friends too. But the young people are good. It's the older people that pack really slow. So when it comes to in Hawaii, everyone's your friend. Unfortunately, if you don't treat them like that, then you're gonna have problems. Big island, big island of Hawaii. But yeah, 21 bags, paying them $25 an hour. I was like, I can't. This isn't gonna work. 20. I did the math, and I was like, shit. I'm paying you more per package than the coffee costs. So that's not gonna work. And then I even said something, and I felt like an asshole. So it's like you just gotta hire the people who are already good at what they're doing. Don't give people chances. That's the other thing. Unfortunately, don't give people chances. No chances. All right, go back to the white coffee, guys. Here's another 8-ounce bag of the white extra fancy. And this one was what we were talking about, just gives you a huge buzz. We also have this in Hawaiian, so if you're more price sensitive, I can give you guys a 12-ounce bag of this. But this is the extra fancy white, which is, I guess the smoothest one. I started with this one. These beans are perfect. It's the highest grade of coffee that we have. It is. We only sell whole bean coffee. We don't grind it because when you grind the coffee, it tends to start kind of losing its potency pretty quickly. So I don't grind the coffee. I got 4 of these extra fancies left, and then we're gonna move on to the light Hawaiian. So this is the extra fancy white, and this extra fancy white will give you a huge buzz. That's a gecko. That's a gecko, and they smell. You don't want to touch those geckos. They smell like poop. They got salmonella on them. You definitely don't want to touch those geckos. So 8 ounce of our extra fancy white, highest grade of the white coffee will give you a huge buzz, and the extra fancy should be like around 30-35 bucks. So you guys get it for whatever it is today. I think I'll probably, if it's a little bit low, I probably 25, getting close. So anyway, this one will give you a buzz, very very strong buzz. Gonna make you even have a little bit of euphoria. It's like a superfood energy drink, and it doesn't deplete your body like everything else. Actually, as long as you keep on eating, I think that's the only problem. Is when I drink this white coffee, I don't want to eat anything. I feel like I do anything I want. Spiders, I think, are the genetically closest things to us. I think they share like 99. I don't remember, but They're genetically close to us, to humans. I don't know if you guys knew that. Let's see. Let's look that up. And I do gotta go soon, so I'm gonna just run these white coffees and the white Hawaiians, and then I gotta go. I gotta pack up some coffee as well to send out today, and I gotta get out of here by 2 so I could make it to my daughter. Let's see. I don't remember, but apparently, wow, 15 bucks. You got a deal on that one. Gotta go to Ross. We spent 5 hours at the library yesterday. She had a blast. So I think she's gonna just want to go to the library from now on. Was it 5 hours? 4 hours at the library yesterday. She had a blast. It was a pizza party. I love libraries. I hope one day I can help give more libraries. I'll do some samplers. I can do some samplers. I have those. This is a light white coffee in. Oh, this is the Katura. I'm sorry. This is the Katura, guys. So yeah, this is the end of the day. I don't know what's going on anymore. So this is the light Katura. The last of our light Katuras. Do bundle shipping. I think the max you pay on this show is 921. So if you guys have any last requests, let me know. I do have to go pretty soon, maybe in 15 minutes. And sorry, I thought I ran the light and it was. I used to wonder when I was a kid, like, how come there are these people that just can't keep it together? And now I'm one of them. Gotta have. All right, guys, this one's the white 12-ounce white Hawaiian. And I've been drinking this white Hawaiian lately, and it's actually really good. Gives you that same buzz of the extra fancy. It's a little bit less smooth in terms of how that buzz affects you, but almost as good. A little bit better value. So if you are price sensitive, it definitely worth the 23 bucks that I hope to get for them. 15 bucks. I'm not going to run another one. Um, I'll run it just at full price. or not full price, but what I need to get for it. So 15 bucks, a little bit low for me. But this is the white Hawaiian, and this is energy drink, superfood energy drink. It actually not only gives you a ton of energy, but actually supports your health. And then I'll do some 2-ounce samplers of this, and then I think maybe we'll do some chocolate if you guys want some chocolate, and then I think that's it, guys. And some magnets. I do have some magnets as well. So let's see if I have these samplers. Mm, here we go. I got some white Hawaiian samplers and white extra fancy samplers. Let's start. What the hell is that? White Hawaiian. This is a white Hawaiian sampler. Thanks for the tip. The only chocolate we have is we have cacao nibs, Hawaiian cacao nibs, and Hawaiian cacao tea. And then the nuts we have is ooh, $2 is too low for those samplers too. So let me just run them for what I need to get for them. And then we have the nibs and the tea. So we got the cacao nibs and the cacao tea. And in a way, if you get too buzzed from the white coffee, drink the cacao tea, and it's almost like an antidote for it. Then and then we have macadamia nuts shelled. And here's the white here. It's not a pound, it's 2 ounces, guys. I know that says the title is right, the description is wrong. Let me fix that. But hopefully you guys know what you're bidding on. It's not a pound. Everything is just out of whack when it comes to it. It's just chaos. My wife says I'm chaos. I'm like a tornado. In the end, she's right about everything, you know. It's just the way that she says it. It's the way she's right that's wrong. It's like if I treated her when I was right the way she treats me when she's right, I'll do another one, Axel. She was. I mean, she taught me not to do that. And that's the part that pisses me off. It's the way that she's right, not that she's right. All right, let's do one more giveaway, guys, and then let's do the off-grid extra dark. I got a few more of those. Off-grid extra dark here. Here's the off-grid for 17, the Sandin special. Really good off-grid. Sometimes I even confuse these for the extra fancy. I mean, this is the extra dark off-grid, and I keep trying to show people the extra dark or the extra fancy, and I'll grab the extra dark. They're, in this case, sometimes the extra dark, I can't really see it, but the extra dark sometimes looks like the extra fancy. I can't even tell. But you can kind of look at the beans. They're almost the same. I don't know what's up with that. So extra dark. This is the daily. If you guys are price sensitive, like this is the best deal. Even though it's the lowest grade of our coffee, some of these beans are really nice. I don't know what's going on. Unless I got it confused, but these are just the ugly beans. But these beans are pretty. I don't know. It's a bargain. You ever think about the word bargain? It's like a bargain. So these are like, I don't want to say it, but these are like this is just coffee that was too drunk and didn't know what was going on, and so it was a bargain. They're actually really pretty, but maybe they thought they were ugly. But these are actually really, really, really pretty beans. It's just low. Yeah, these are actually really pretty beans. They're not always going to be this good. So when they're good, grab them. When they're not, let them go. These are about 2 ounces. Yep, this is what we use to measure how you get those 2 ounces. Kona coffee is awesome black. It's you're supposed to drink it black. And all this coffee is actually Kona coffee. Even though it says off grade, even though it says Hawaiian, it's actually all Kona coffee. Technically, we're not allowed to tell you. We're not allowed to label it Kona coffee, but because I'm talking to you guys, I'm allowed to tell you it's Kona. It's grown in Kona. He's never going. Why is he? Why is it his last show? What happened? He's never coming on again. Or is he changed? Is he getting a job somewhere else? Gonna be too busy for us. Whew, I'm tired. I gotta go soon too. All right, what's this flash sale gonna put us? 1710. 2 bags left. 2 bags left here. Etsy is a good, less effort on Etsy. Etsy, I'm banned on Etsy too. I don't know. People are racist against me. No, it's because I tell these stories about running against these politicians, and then the politicians have connections. Yeah, they got connections. They get me banned left and right. They've been chasing me, but now they're dead. Now those same politicians, they're running. They're dead because the Air Force is coming and they're gonna bomb them. They're like Iran. They're dead. He's already dead too. So it's like Silver was like Ayatollah Khomeini, and now it's all the people under him. They're dead. It's over. The war is over. They're dead. Air Force is coming in, bombing them. Took me 20 years. Took me 15, 12 years. Now he was a New York City politician 14 years ago. It's ancient history. Ancient history. It took me 15 years to get the Air Force to come in and bomb them. Ancient history. All right, guys. All right, we got some chocolate and the Mac nuts, guys. So chocolate tea, cacao tea. I'm gonna run these at an auction, but I need to get $8 for them. If you get them for less, this is my last one. Really, your mom knew me? And this cacao tea will brew really well. It's the best way to get chocolate flavor into any tea or coffee that it's better than dark chocolate in that. Most chocolate you got to like get into suspension, right? If you let it settle, then you drink that top part of the wow. So after it settles, you're drinking like the top part, it's water, it's weird. So this actually brews well. So if you're making coffee, you can grind this up. I do have a door in my bedroom. I do. We used to not, but my wife flipped out about that and she got walls, and it used to be just a pure shack and I loved it, but she couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle it. So just take the tea leaves. It's actually the shell of the cacao bean. So they're going to be little like leaves. Looks like leaves. Looks like tea, just like tea. And just put it in your grind. Put it in with your coffee when you grind it, and then just brew it together. And you're gonna get a nice cocoa cacao flavor. I do have some more white coffee. Gina, which grade did you want and which size? Thanks, Iron Sword. The cacao tea, I throw it in the freezer. I do. I throw it in the freezer, and it'll store really well. It's coming up the husk of the cocoa bean. So cacao the chocolate is actually coming from the bean itself, and those are the nibs. Oh, Aaron Brownwater with the dollar win. All right, that was my last one there. Aaron's been buying so much stuff that he's like half of my orders right now, I think. I got a 12-ounce bag of the white Hawaiian here. If you guys wanted the lower grade of the white coffee, this is the best value for the white coffee. And then I have a 12-ounce. Yeah, you can cancel it. Just go ahead and request a cancellation, and I'll run the nibs after that. He's a whale. He's coming in and just snapping them up. I appreciate it though. We've been slow. If we didn't have Aaron, this last week, it would have been really, really slow. Not a disaster, not at all. I don't leverage myself, so I'm okay. We got some. You wanted the nibs and you wanted the sample of the white. Let me do the sample of the white. Here's some more 2-ounce samples of the Hawaiian white. These should be around $4, and then I could run a sample of the extra fancy white. The white coffee has this other compound in it called trigonylene, which is methylated niacin. So it gives you a huge energy boost. It's almost like an energy drink. It's 10 times stronger than your dark coffee. You get all of that like nice, body relief, anti-inflammatory, um, just all the good things about coffee. I can't combine the two shipments. They're gonna be two separate ones, Axelweed. We can only combine shipments in the single show. The white coffee is roasted so light that it's still raw, and that's what makes the white coffee unique. Is that it's got all of the antioxidants and all of the polyphenols, all of the oils, all of all the green stuff. But the key ingredient in it is trigonylene, and trigonylene is this other alkaloid in coffee, which is explaining all of the benefits of coffee. It's not just caffeine. That's why it tastes like a roasted corn tea. And this extra fancy is the higher grade of it. These are the biggest beans and the cleanest beans, less than 1% defects. But it tastes like a sweet roasted corn tea. And and it tastes just like a tea. It's fruity. It's a little bit nutty. It's got a little bit like peanut butter flavor to it, kind of peanutty. Doesn't taste like coffee. So it's just a fruity. Not good. You don't need the high ends it was. You just like the flavor. It also makes a really good iced tea for the summers. So it is a nice thing for that. All right, last one, guys. Last white coffee here, or maybe I'll do two more. I don't know. And this is the extra fancy white. Um, at $6, I can't really do too much of it because it is the extra fancy, which is extra fancy grade means it's the biggest beans and it has less than 1% defect. So it's just the perfect beans. Extra fancy has to look perfect, and that's where that is. All right, I'm gonna run the nibs and then I gotta go, guys. So if you guys have any last requests beyond the nibs, I'll run those at just the price I need to get for them. But I do have to go. I gotta just pack up one more package and then I gotta load up my car, and then I gotta take everything that's packed to the post office. I gotta pick up my daughter. We gotta go to the library. Let me see if I have any nibs here. Looks like here we go. I got some nibs. The nibs is the chocolate. It just tastes like dark chocolate. It tastes like a dark chocolate nut. So, and then I got some Mac nuts too. Let me do that too. But the nibs taste like a dark chocolate nut. You can just snack on them all day. It doesn't have any added sugars or anything like that. It just tastes like pure dark chocolate. Um, so it's just pure dark. Excuse me, pure dark chocolate. It's got a little bit of fattiness because of the cacao butter. Yeah, let me do that too. Thanks, Davey. Extra fancy white, is that what you're saying? Light medium, sure. So I'm just gonna run these nibs for Morpheus. Smells like it's like bok choy. I need some bok choy. The thing about the white coffee is it makes you crave vegetables. It's kind of weird. I'm just like I usually eat McDonald's, but like right now I'm like, oh, I need some bok choy. I need some spinach. You want a green coffee, Aaron? All right. That's what you want. All right. So someone wanted to. This is the light medium sampler. So let me just run that for you. Here's the light medium sampler. You guys can grab these before gone. You guys want all samplers though, right? Tabitha. So samples. Okay, I'll run a dark. These are the light Hawaiian samplers. Grab these $4. Just run these until no one wants them anymore. All right, let's do the dark. Oh no, we still got more. Jason, you wanna give away before? Thanks for supporting the farm. Hopefully the coffee is doing well for you guys. All right, let's do the dark sampler. Dark sampler here. This batch of dark was a little bit darker, so it's bordering on extra dark. So if you like that more, a little bit oily, that's sort of where you want to be, I think. Or that's this batch is a little bit darker than the last one, so we'll be have some oils on them. And this all this coffee was roasted on Saturday. The Hawaiian coffees and the pea berries roasted on Saturday, and the white coffees were roasted on Saturday. So extremely fresh. Also, all guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. It's just smooth and sweet, no bitterness, no sourness whatsoever. Doesn't give you the jitters either. So sometimes I drink coffee and I notice the lines start to shake. You guys ever get that? But this coffee won't do that. So here's a 2 ounce of the white wheat, and then I'm just gonna do some mac nuts. If you guys want the mac nuts, I'll do those. I would do it in if you can do a French press, I would try that. French press is maybe the best way to brew the white. You can also do a mocha pot's really good way to brew the white. AeroPress, really good way to brew the white, I think. But you may want to double brew it. If you can take the press and press it through again, then you'll really get a nice buzz out of it. What is going on here? Oh, looks like someone's here to help me. Amazing. No, I just got a text, so I'm just gonna run a few more of these whites until no one wants them anymore. Discount deals, how you doing? And let me run that green for you, Aaron. Let me just finish these whites and I'll run the green, and then I think that's it. Um, so if you guys want the whites, here it is. This is the Hawaiian white. I hope it's just the same. Sometimes, once I ran this extra fancy, thinking it was, thinking it was a extra fancy 6 ounce, thinking it was a 2 ouncer. I was just running them, 4 or 5 of them. I was like, oh wow, everyone's buying it for $12, and then someone's like, hey, those are the 6 ounces. Like, damn. So be more careful what I run. All right, this is my last white here. All right, and then you want to grind it fine into a powder because it's hard to brew. It's not quite as water soluble as the other coffees. And Aaron wanted a green coffee and then maybe some mac nuts, and then I'm done. I'm actually here a little bit longer than I want it to be. Let me just wrap this up. Then here is I don't have. Do I have any green? Here we go. There's my green. I'll do this at my normal 35. This is a pound of the green, guys. A pound of the green coffee, unroasted. And then I'll run some mac nuts. Green coffee, I do not suggest you drink this unless you are a roaster. I really don't. But oh, sorry, guys. Sand was saying she drank it and she was like, I can't do this anymore. So definitely be careful with it. Like the white is one thing, but the green is not meant for drinking. You're supposed to boil it for 20 minutes. All right, and then we got the mac nuts here. And these are Hawaiian mac nuts. These days, if you get mac nuts, if it doesn't say 100, even if you come to Hawaii to buy them, if it doesn't say 100% Hawaiian mac nuts, you will actually. They could be from Australia. They're actually been importing the mac nuts these days. So these are the salted Hawaiian These are raw Mac nuts, so you gotta throw them in the fridge right away. Otherwise, they're gonna start going bad. Shelf life in the fridge is 2 months, and these were done. All right. Any last requests, guys? I'm gonna raid you, Mac the knife. Here we go. First fridge as soon as you get them. Yep. All right, guys. Here we go. Right now. See you guys later.